Hello and good evening to you. Welcome to News 360 and it's live Money News Hub here at Desawe in Kanda. My name is Alfred Kansi.
And I'm Natalie Ford. To look at the top stories this evening.
News 360 headlines is brought to you by...
Residents of Paguri in the Upper West region chased out alleged prostitutes out of their brothel in a Hollywood-styled action movie.
President Akufo-Addo says the NPP will spell doom for itself if members amend constitution to prevent Ghanaians or dual citizenship from party position.
And on mission this evening, lack of proper school infrastructure compels English and Arabic JHS students of Makango in the northern region to share class with bats.
In international news, suicide bomb and gun attack on a Methodist church in Pakistan kills at least 8 people.
And in entertainment news this evening, we bring you sight and sound from Media General staff, end-of-year get-together and fun games. We've got the details of these stories for you here on News 360, including news from the world of sports and from the international community. Let's start off with our very first story this evening. Residents of Paguri, a suburb of Wa in the Upper West region, have chased out some alleged prostitutes out of their brothel in a Hollywood-styled action movie. Upper West regional correspondent Abdul Gafaru reports the angry residents also set their property on fire.
Residents went on rampage, destroying anything which belonged to the alleged night workers. They set the fence wall on fire and chased out the alleged prostitutes. But residents say they do not regret the action. They justify the action, claiming the presence of the alleged prostitutes will corrupt the morals of the younger ones. After the massive protest, the youth reported the incident to the Wanaba to sit on the case. The case is expected to be heard Monday, December 18th.
So what you saw there is residents of Paguri literally taking the law into their own hands to chase out these alleged prostitutes. Now, this case is expected to be heard in the court of law tomorrow. They burnt down the home and the property, as you saw on the screens. Abdul Gafar is our Upper West regional correspondent, and he's been on the beat of this particular story. Abdul, thank you for your time this evening. Now, you've been interacting with the residents. Tell us exactly what the situation is at that particular crime scene where you are.
Yes, now I can see the calm has been restored at Paguri, a suburb of Wa in the Upper West region, currently as I speak. It's just that after the incident, some of the girls who were chased are now responding to treatment at the Upper West Regional Hospital. The incident happened last night. For us, we were not able to chase or to follow the girls to find out where they were to sleep till the following morning. But we only got to realize that after they were being chased, some were injured through the brutalities that were meted up to them. So 5 of them, as I speak, are currently responding to treatment at the Upper West Regional Hospital.
Do you have an idea?
Let me take you through what actually transpired. According to the police in the Upper West region, on the 10th of December this year, about the assembly member for the area reported to the police hear that some alleged prostitutes are at their place, and for that matter, they don't want their activity to still exist around that area. So these 5 people were arrested and then sent back to be there until they do their own investigations and then arraign them before court. The court was supposed to have been arranged somewhere on a Friday, last Friday, but unfortunately, because of the investigations that were still ongoing, the police, according to them, couldn't do the arrangement for the court to take place. And for that matter, they were still investigating the case. Okay. So that is after the Friday that yesterday around 7 p.m., the residents of the area decided to attack these alleged prostitutes and then had to burn down their area and went inside to actually destroy a lot of things belonging to these alleged prostitutes.
Decided to, as it were, clamp down on some persons or ladies they alleged to be prostitutes operating in the Panguri area in the Upper West region. Now, they say that they are not happy about the activities of these young ladies whom they allege to be prostitutes. The case is expected to be heard in court tomorrow, but these young men did not wait for the court hearing tomorrow, took the law into their own hands, went into the home of these alleged prostitutes, burnt down the property, in fact, set it ablaze, and then also the home as well ablaze, where that the situation is happening now. We do know that the police have been also at the crime scene or where it happened, and they've got some preliminary information about their investigations so far. Let's go on to the telephone now and get to see if we have Superintendent Husseini Musa Wenaba, is a regional crime officer in the Upper West region. Superintendent, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for your time. Can you tell us your findings in the preliminary investigations that you've made into this particular incident, sir?
Which of the incidents are true? Which of them are
specifically concerning the one at Panguri, where some residents decided to go and burn down the house and property of some young girls they alleged to be prostitutes.
Yes. The incident happened yesterday in the evening, around 6:30 p.m. We had information that a certain house has been attacked and set ablaze by residents in the area, alleging that the ladies living in the house are commercial sex workers. Meanwhile, prior to that, on Sunday, we made arrest of 6 ladies who were alleged to have been practicing prostitution in that particular house. So we processed them, we forwarded the docket to court, and they were supposed to appear before court tomorrow. So with the incident yesterday, it is going to delay the prosecution of the area case in the sense that 5 out of the 6 ladies have been injured in the process, and they are now on admission at the Wara Regional Hospital.
5 of the ladies have been injured.
5 were injured. Fortunately, about 30 minutes ago, one of them was discharged, and it should be left with 4 who are on admission now.
Okay, so the 6 ladies you arrested early on, is that the number of ladies who are alleged to be commercial sex workers living in that house, or there are more?
Yes, yes. So
I see.
We arrested the 6 ladies, including the landlord, because all those ladies in the house were accused of practicing commercial sex in that particular house.
Now, but I'm asking about your findings as per your preliminary investigations into this. Does this confirm that indeed that they are commercial sex workers as they are alleged to be?
Yeah, we changed the cases before court. We had certain evidences there that we are going to put before court. So I am not able to declare that they are commercial sex workers or not. But we're able to gather some evidence there that we feel that the court can make a decision on.
So now you conducted a swoop. You arrested 6 girls. You arraigned them before court. Yes. Paguri residents have decided to now.
We are yet to. They were supposed to appear before court tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
But now, with the attack on them last night, where some of them have been injured with some on admission, it is not possible for you to put them before court while they are on admission.
Absolutely. But yesterday's incident, have you started investigations into it?
Yes, yes. Some names have been mentioned, and I cannot declare now. But we are going to move on that incident tomorrow. With the list that we have gotten, we should be able to make some, get some people to question tomorrow.
Now, but then what could have emboldened these young people to want to now go ahead of you, even though you've gone to arrest these people, now go ahead of you to go and burn down the house and burn the property?
That is what we don't also understand. So when we get them tomorrow, we'll find out why they did that. If they had reported the case and we didn't take action, that would have been a different matter. Now that we have taken the action, we are putting the people before court, and we have ignored that action that we have. Meanwhile, we have warned you to come to court tomorrow, but we have taken this action that is going to delay the court process.
Superintendent, can we trust that you're going to make any arrests in this particular case, especially when the chief of the area is involved?
You can trust that unless the people run away from town. If they remain in town, we are going to get them tomorrow.
You will arrest them?
When we get them, you can get the feedback.
No, so if you have names, why are you not arresting them immediately? I mean, you want to wait till tomorrow?
No, we would. You see, when they commit this crime, they are going to run into hiding. We are not just going to be chasing them around. Definitely, we know they have run out of town, and we are not going to say where they are hiding. So by tomorrow, we know there are some of them that we can easily get.
And you want to wait till tomorrow when they're already listening to you?
We believe that we can get them tomorrow. That is why we are waiting for tomorrow.
But Superintendent, there are many who say, and I trust that you're going to make some arrests in this case, but we're looking to see that, because these are just, you say 3 names you have. The video we have pictures or captures scores of young people who attacked these girls. And some of the girls being brutalized was captured on video, which we're just showing right now. So the 3 that you're arresting, are you going to make sure that they get to mention the names of the others who are involved? Because we captured about 8 people on video doing this.
We are not just going to target the 3, but the 3 that we are talking about are people that can be easily identified. I believe even by tomorrow we should be able to identify more than the 3. So the 3 is the number to start from.
Superintendent, I want to thank you very much for your time this evening.
You are welcome.
Superintendent Hussein Musa Awinaba is the regional crime officer in the Upper West region. That is the situation you should just see in the scene. Abdul, I'm going to round up with you now. You are saying that the residents, some of whom you spoke to, who partook in this act, say they are not remorseful about it. Hello, Abdul? Okay, so we seem to be having some challenges with Abdul Gaffar's connection there, but we'll raise them as we go on in our subsequent bulletins to get some more details with the reactions from that area with respect to this. We're keeping a keen eye on this particular story and bring you a lot more detail as we go on in our subsequent bulletin. But residents of New Takoradi is a fishing community in the Sekondi Takoradi metropolis of the Western region. They are demanding a quick fix of their road after sod was cut for reconstruction. Residents say cutting of the sod is not enough, but they want to see the construction of work beginning. The project will cost some 28 million cedis. Ramos Smith has more.
This is a common scene on the stretch linking the new Takoradi community to the rest of Takoradi. The residents do not understand why they have to commute on the dusty and sometimes very deplorable road when it has such great economic significance. The road, which leads to New Takoradi, a fishing community in the Sekondi Takoradi metropolis, also leads to the main factory of Gasem, Takoradi Flour Mills, Ghana Bauxite Company Limited, among others, all located within the Takoradi Port Enclave. Unfortunately, nothing seemed to have been done about the road, making transportation expensive for residents as commercial drivers charge higher rates. Many health personnel posted there either refused to report at the station or left after a while complaining of respiratory issues due to the dust. Residents are about to heave a sigh of relief as the Assembly has successfully secured help from the Takoradi Port and Ibistec to construct the 48-kilometer road. At the sword cutting ceremony, the MP for Takoradi and Deputy Minister for Aviation, Kobi Ochridako, disclosed that after the project, their clinic will also be upgraded.
I want to assure you that by the time the road is constructed, upgrading of the new Takoradi Clinic into a 30-bed capacity polyclinic will be started. When this is done, nurses posted here will stay.
New Takoradi CCR Clinic will be moved to the status of a polyclinic.
The director of Takoradi Port, Captain Afezi, explains that the GPHA intervened to ensure durability of the road to be constructed.
We have a lot of trucks loading cement, bauxite, manganese using this road. As landlords, we felt that we should take over and construct a durable road that will withstand the test of time.
The mayor of Takoradi, Anthony KK Sam, together with the deputy regional minister, Gifty E. Kusi, and other officials, cut the sod for work to begin. The contractor for the road is Justmo Constructions, a solely Ghanaian-owned construction firm. But the residents want more than just a sword cutting ceremony.
We are still suffering in spite of the cutting of the sword. We are pleading that the road should be watered at least 3 times a day because we are suffering.
Now, over 271 persons lost their lives through road accidents from January to November this year in Accra alone. This figure has seen a dramatic increase by 58 deaths.
Statistics from the Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service revealed that there has been a dramatic increase in the number of accident cases recorded from January to November 2017 compared to the same period last year. According to the department, the major cause of these accidents is indiscipline on the part of both drivers and pedestrians. Speaking at the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between the City of Accra and the Accra Symphony Orchestra in Accra, the Mayor of Accra, Mohamed Ajesowa, described motor accident menace as a health issue that threatens the foundation of society and ought to be treated with all the seriousness it deserves.
Road crashes in the city is not something that we are excited about. 271 people have died in Accra alone this year as a result of road crashes. This is completely unacceptable, and we do not want to accept this going forward. And I am making sure that my administration will ensure safety of pedestrians within the city.
He said the high rate of death through road accident in Accra alone is unacceptable and cannot be tolerated. He stressed Accra Metropolitan Assembly has deployed over 2,000 Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service with logistics across the city of Accra to deal ruthlessly with the careless drivers.
We have supported the Ghana Police, especially the MTTD, with a lot of logistics, breathalyzers, cone, jackets, a lot of things to ensure that they arrest people who drive carelessly in town.
Go to some good news. Barely 2 weeks after TV3 broadcast the plight of two brothers with abnormal curvature of the bones, Rescue Sports Foundation has come to their aid. The foundation has come to the aid of the boys with 2 wheelchairs and an undisclosed amount of money.
48-year-old Rebecca Archie spends her entire day catering for her 2 children who struggle to access education and healthcare services. Eugene and Marvin cannot walk. They cannot do anything without help from others because they were born with abnormal curvature of the bones. Their single mother goes through struggles each day to cater for their needs. The conditions of the boys, as reported by Peter Kwadato on TV3's Mission, has attracted the attention of Rescue Sports Foundation, an NGO. The organization has reached out to the boys with 2 wheelchairs to aid their movement. Founder of the NGO, Pastor Benjamin Ano, also gave Rebecca Archery an undisclosed amount of money.
There was a story about this little case, there are 2. So I decided to come and then do the donation because it's part of our Christian responsibility to come in aid of all these children.
Rebecca Archery, who could not hide her delight over the support, pleaded with the general public to assist her cater for the needs of the 2 boys.
I'm appealing to everyone for support to help the boys achieve their aim and be like any other growing child. No amount is too small. These boys need the support of all to survive.
The cause of Eugene and Marvin's condition is not known, but health experts say it can be corrected.
I think we have big organizations, we have NGOs, and at the same time, even the social welfare, that they should come to the aid of these children. I have done my part, but this woman needs a lot before she can take care of this little one. So that's my appeal to the public, especially the church. God is expecting us to do this.
Apart from periodic assistance from benevolent organizations, inmates of Eye of the Lord Orphanage in Nsawam Adiredri municipality depend on dilapidated facilities raised by a blind man for their survival. As a result, the founder, Samuel Darko Ichampong, has appealed to organizations to help construct a modern facility to engage education at the home.
Eye of the Lord Orphanage is home to several deprived children and the aged. The home was established by Samuel Darko Ichampong in 2010 to provide a conducive atmosphere for poor children, encourage and provide them with preschool education. Over the last 7 years, a considerable number of these objectives have been achieved, though there is still much to be done. Since its establishment, more than 80 children have had preschool education, but sadly, only 10 have enrolled at the junior high school level. This is mainly due to lack of funds and other resources. The Oasis International School, led by Christine Marie Nyantichi, responded to the needs of the Eye of the Lord Orphanage by presenting assorted items worth 4,000 cedis and an undisclosed amount of money to the home. The founder of Oasis International School, Christine Marie Nyantichi, pledged to partner the orphanage to provide more assistance in the future.
In our society, when you become blind, you become a burden onto society. But for this man to render service, help, and be of benefit to orphans really moved me. We want to have a long-term relationship with the school, with the man, so that we'll partner him and see how best we can also help him to help these children.
The founder of the Eye of the Lord Orphanage, Samuel Darko Ichampong, commended the school for the gesture.
What I have went through, I have decided I will not allow those kids to go through the same way. That's why I have decided to help these children.
So, President Akufo-Addo has said that the NPP will spell doom if it ever amends its constitution to prevent Ghanaians of dual citizenship from holding any party position. Speaking at the party's extraordinary congress in Kumasi early today, the president said he is against that warning.
The idea of barring dual citizens from running for office was spearheaded by the MPP's parliamentary caucus, which says the move will bring the party's constitution in conformity with the 1992 constitution, which bars dual citizens from occupying any public office. A bill to that effect has been submitted to Parliament to amend Articles 94, Clause 2A and 8, Clause 2 of the Constitution, as well as Section 16 of the Citizenship Act. President Akufo-Addo expressed concern over the amendment. The president, however, says the rationale to align the party's constitution with that of the country is not bad, but must be done properly. The party then opened the floor for motions to be moved. Earlier, the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the party, Enchibu Siakon, also known as Chairman Wuntumi, said all parliamentary seats in the region will belong to the NPP by the end of his reign as chairman.
As chairman of this region, my interest, my dream is to see that by the end of the day, we will have the fruitful deliberation and arrive at the decision that will further strengthen the structures of this party and ensure that every member, particularly the hard-working delegates and the full soldiers, are ultimate beneficiaries of this party. I would also like to repeat my pledge that before I end my tenure as a regional chairman of this party, every single parliamentary seat in the Ashanti region will be in the hands of the great MPP party in Ashanti.
Now, the MPP's Extraordinary National Delegates Conference, what's being described as these controversial policies or proposals have come forward. I'm going to run us by these three proposals that have been described as rather controversial. President Akufo-Addo has said that it will be an absolute disaster if any of these proposals are actually put in order. Now, one, for members of parliament to appoint constituency executives. Secondly, for party members with dual citizenship to be disqualified from contesting for any party position, and for the flag bearer of the party to be considered as the leader of the party. And we know that the issue of party members with dual citizenship being disqualified from contesting for any party position has been discussed extensively. The MPP USA branch specifically said they kicked against it, saying that the proposals to disqualify persons from party positions should not be taken. And these three issues have been raised extensively. The president has said that it will be an absolute disaster for any of these to actually be put in order. And as we know, as you saw in the story earlier, the chairman, Freddie Blay, has said that the MPP should just get closer to resolving these issues within the party to ensure that the party remains and retains power in the year 2020. Now, we'll certainly be staying longer on this issue. We'll be engaging Edward Brenia there. My colleague Alfred will be engaging Edward Brenia to discuss this issue a little further, because these three proposals have been said as going to be an absolute disaster for the New Patriotic Party. And we know that our men on the ground are still at the conference to be bringing us more news from there. You're so live here on News 360. We've got some more news for you shortly. Stay with us. Welcome back to News 360. Time now for our mission segment, brought to you by Star Ghana with support from UK Aid, the European Union and Danida. On to our very first story this evening. Lack of proper school infrastructure has forced English and Arabic JHS students of Makango in the Salaga district of the northern region to share a class with bats as their teachers contend with the weather, insects and reptiles under a tree, which serves as a common room. Now, the situation has over the years affected the performance of JHS students in the community.
The Makango English and Arabic JHS, situated in the heart of the Makango community, serves other adjoining villages. Established in 2012, the school operates in a borrowed classroom block of the primary school of the community. The situation in the classrooms is appalling, as coupled with lack of furniture and textbooks, but have invaded every space.
If I said I've said to not into reflective school, example, I cook the food myself.
As Africa struggles to meet most MDGs on education, especially on girl-child education, with infrastructure also being the issue, especially in most rural areas in Ghana, here at the Makango JHS English Arabic School, the issue is different. These young ones behind me would have to contend with bat invasion every day. This seriously affects education in this district.
They are disturbing us. They shoot on us and urinate and shout when they are teaching us. We want the government to help us.
Initially, we put some nets to see if we can trap them. But because this is not the only place that they are in the other place. So just a week or two, then you see them coming back.
Teachers here in the school also face peculiar challenges, as this tree plays a key role in their daily activity. These people you are seeing behind me are not having their siesta. No, that's not the case. These are teachers, and they use this place under this tree as their staff common room because of lack of rooms for them. And this clearly affects teaching and learning.
The leaves dropped on us. There was, even yesterday, we killed a snake. The green snake fell from the tree. We scattered, and finally we have to kill it. We also fear the branches might probably fall on us. At times, when it rains, we have to mingle with the people in there, and teaching and learning have to come to a stop.
Meanwhile, at the nearby primary school, the news team chants on a bizarre situation. The issue of furniture is a problem across most rural areas in the country, especially in the northern region. And here in Salaga and in Makango especially, this is the scene we are realizing here. But what is so disturbing is that they are in the heat. The windows are closed, and the reason is not palatable. And this will affect their vision and definitely create some sickness for them. But why is it so? I mean, I just want to engage leadership. Please come forward and speak to me. You were explaining why they are in this heat, and then they are also, the vision is not clear. There's no light. There's nothing. Why is it so? Why can't we open the window?
The windows are not open because they are falling apart. When you won't open to fall apart, it maybe hit one of the children, and there will be no remedy, or they create another problem. So we have just decided to brace it, and we are in this condition.
But the condition is bad. We can do something about it. This is why you don't need the district director of education to come and do it. We can solve it, isn't it? The heat alone is bad, isn't it?
Exactly.
And the vision, look at what they are not even seated on the chair.
Yes, no seats.
There are no seats, and you are adding another burden on these children. The vision, no, it's not good, isn't it? So
exactly.
Can the school do something about it?
Well,
especially opening the window.
It's not easy for us to open the window. The cost involved. Maybe asking a carpenter to come here and close it or do anything we would like us to pay, and then maybe we'll confront the community. I don't know. And
this will
our community here too, they have problems.
Okay.
When you invite them, they give you long stories, how to maybe acquire money, and their farm produce very low.
So the issue is cost to pay a carpenter to fix these windows for these young ones.
Yes.
And therefore they are suffering in the heat.
Yeah.
They are suffering. So
financial problem.
Financial problem. So they are suffering, which can be solved, isn't it?
It can be solved.
it can be solved.
It can be solved, eh?
It can be solved.
Okay.
If you want to solve it, it can be solved.
We want it solved.
It can be solved so that they will be free, because their situation even is not palatable, isn't it?
Exactly.
These are some of the issues here. I mean, if authorities within the schools can take charge, this is a simple thing the school can take care of, and is also adding bedding to these young ones.
Before the team departed the school, we sent for a carpenter to open the windows, and we later had information the pupils are now enjoying some fresh air despite the lack of furniture. From Makango, Nana Kwekwedia for TV3 News.
An incredibly worrying situation there at Makango JHS specifically, and I'm joined on the phone lines by Alhaji Harun Edu. He's the Northern Regional Educational Director to discuss this issue. Hello, good evening and welcome to News 360.
Hello, good evening, madam.
Well, first of all, are you yourself aware of the situation at Makango JHS?
To be very honest, to be very frank, I'm not aware, but you are just drawing my attention to this situation. And I will have to, first of all, contact the district director of education for East Gonja, and because he's supposed to have given me this kind of report, but as at this time that you are talking to me or I'm talking to you, I'm not aware of the issue.
I see. So, I mean, in your position, serving as a Northern Regional Education Director, you're telling me you have no idea of what's going on at Makango JHS. Then it's rather disappointing, but then how strong is your monitoring?
Monitoring, you know, the district director is supposed to be representing me, just like I'm representing the Director General here.
But it falls under your work. It falls under your work to inspect these schools.
To him. No, the district director, like I said, should have reported this to me. That's
so you are not expected
to contact him. Because if you looking at whatever is happening, is the district director who should be in a better position to tell me. And it is supposed to be reported to him by a secretary supervisor. And the supervisor is to be given the information by the head teacher of the school.
I see long chain there of reporting, but you're telling me that as the Regional Educational Director, you are not in the position to be inspecting what's going on in the schools within this community? No?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that I can't be everywhere. That's why we have representatives. And the district director who is representing the regional directorate there is supposed to have reported. It's not everything that I'll get. I'm not God. So it's not everything that I can know internally.
Very well. So you say you are not reported. It was not reported to you, and you described to me the chain of those who are expected to report to you. So are there going to be any sanctions against those people who were actually supposed to report to you?
If in the first place, I've just seen it. I need to investigate. To see why it has taken this long time. You know, the government gives capitation grants to schools. And this current government has even added some money that we call base grant. So apart from the capitation grant, base grant is being added, which is almost doubling the money that will go to each school. And so the head teacher is supposed to use some of for petty maintenance like we are talking about.
Okay. Well, given that you are not aware of the situation at the school, let me just remind you of it. And despite the fact that you haven't been to the school itself or been to the grounds to see the situation, it says that the students are studying with bats in their school. The teachers are under a common room, which is underneath a tree. So that being said, what measures are you going to put in place, given that you now know the situation? And the bats specifically have been there for over a year and 2 years. What measures are you going to put in place to ensure that things change at the school?
I believe very soon things will change. The government came out and asked us to send all these problems.
But you don't know the problems, so
and
you
I
can't
believe by now, chairs, tables are going to be made and distributed region-wide or nationwide. And so from now, when these things come, I'll make sure that this school takes precedence over any other situation in that area. And for the teachers sitting under a tree as a common room, In fact, I would not be surprised because some of these teachers deliberately decide to sit under trees. There could have been a staff common room. I've not been there, but there could have been a staff common room in the school. But they hate to sit inside the staff common room. They prefer sitting under trees.
You're saying that there could be a staff common room, but they themselves would choose to sit underneath a tree?
Was there no staff common room for the teachers?
The teachers do not have a common room available, and the students themselves who do have classrooms do not have adequate furniture and learning material and are studying in the company of bats.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, that bats, fine. If the bats are there, the head teacher is responsible
for killing the bats. The head teacher is responsible for killing the bats.
Available. They could invite people, the pesticide control. They could use those things to flush out the bats. I mean, how much would that cost? They are giving capitation grants every year. All these teachers are given, the head teachers are given capitation grants. So for the bats, you could have combated them with such an amount.
I see. Grateful for your time this evening, Alhaji Harun Edu. He's the Northern Regional Educational Director there. And that does it with Mission this evening. It's brought to you by Star Ghana with support from UK Aid, the European Union and Danita. Very worrying situation there. We've got more for you on Mission next week on News 360. We return with sports news with Nana Kojo-Afre. Well, time now for some entertainment news, and we bring it home as it was all fun as the Media General Group held a special annual get-together and fun games for its staff. Jamal was served hot by your award-winning presenter Johnny Hughes, and of course Angela hitmaker Kwame Eugene performed as well. And our reporter, our entertainment reporter Owusu Arai, brings us the highlights of the program.
I've been hustling in the morning, in the afternoon and in the evening. Blessing caution, let's see can if you intimation share. Give me the pussy, I'm ready and I'm toy. Me wano, see can me pay, and wano. Mundi no, mundi mi ja.
Commitment and 1 year of putting compelling content together to excite viewers at TV3, those who are TV3. Wow, so that's my colleague Joab, and he's very, very happy. This is our end of year get together, and it's happening right inside Bema Camp. So yeah, so as you can see, my man is very excited. So let's walk straight to Alfred Okanse. Alfred, what's up with you?
I've had lots of fun. I played football. I didn't know that the football was that difficult. Look, this is going to be my last time I'm going to criticize any footballer. I want to say that Media General is committed to excellence. Yeah, you know, we make the mistakes, but then what I can say is that we're committed to improving on a daily basis what we're doing. So they should keep watching TV3, listen to 3FM, Unia FM, Connect FM, Akuma FM. God bless them all.
All right, so it's all exciting here. Playing in the background is Brenda by Wuta, and Natalie is doing justice to it.
It feels great for me. I'm glad every time I'm able to give them the news, of course, in a pleasant manner that makes them feel relaxed. So they should keep watching, and I'm incredibly grateful to them.
Hey, look at West level. West level.
As a team leader,
up for professionalism. We told everybody that we're going to carry the day in the football competition, and we did so. We took away the cup. That was the most important thing for us, to take away the cup.
You guys are doing my video there, you guys they play so I just want to say thank you, keep doing your good work, and TV3 is the best.
Alfred, don't give me that look. I'm
lost for what? You're the full package altogether. You're going go down low.
I was even shy looking at it myself.
Well,
we had a lot of fun.
Dangerous.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, beyond that, let's just talk about your dance moves.
No, let's not talk about dance moves. We've had an amazing year at Media General.
You have a lot up your sleeves. Look, viewers should look out for Natalie for the next big thing in terms of dancing.
Please, no.
Amazing. It was lots of fun. Thank you. I want to say thank you to every one of you who makes TV3 what we are. On behalf of the rest of the team here, we're grateful. My name is Alfred Okansi.
And I'm Natalie Force. Visit our website 3news.com for some more news, and news at 10 simulcast on 3FM 92.7. Thanks so much for watching.